Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Happy Tuesday to you. We're taking a quick look at SUI, seeing what's going on. Some people in the comments like to say SUI or SUI. I don't know how the heck to describe it. I really just think it's an acronym and I'm going to pronounce it like that moving forward. So anyways, thanks again so much for being an awesome part of my life. If you want to become a better trader again, cryptocash.tech is the site, link down below. I do offer a trading academy, community, and signals group. Congrats to our community here. We took some nice profits on our ETH long there, good 21% in roughly 2 hours is a nice little catch there from yesterday. But truthfully, folks, there's not a ton of opportunity in the market right now. So don't stress if you're not finding a lot of good trades. I'm not either, and I scan the markets majority of the day. There's tons of missed opportunities though, so you'll never catch them all. Just get used to it. It's okay. You'll get over it. So SUI last 7 days on the left-hand side, we can see 430 as that lower concentration, and then $5 roughly as the upper, okay? So we're kind of smack dab in the middle of that. So when you see that happen, it really just kind of implies that range-bound activity is probably more likely going to occur. We are sort of losing our ascending trend line, which does also imply we may see further downside. We'll talk about that in a minute. It's nothing to write home about, but it is still relevant. Okay, not much here to note on the monthly. Here on the right-hand side, that's liquidation for the month. And we see here, liquidation delta, more shorts than longs in the market right now. Okay, so it's kind of this par for the course right now, and the price continues to go up and down, and we're in this really all-time high territory. You're going to start seeing a lot of range-bound activity. So we actually like range-bound activity. It's a good sign here in the overall sense. Taking a look at the daily, though, let's just quickly recognize this here. Still very bullish. There's nothing really here to note that's stark realities of some hidden amazing thing that some people like to try to highlight. I can tell you folks, it's not, this is like standard, a very standard daily chart. Most coins are exuding similar behaviors, looking pretty strong on the daily, and then of course 4 hourly time frame, we're starting to see that shift in momentum. Again, a lot of that is just because alts are going they're stuck on stupid right now with Bitcoin taken off to 108,000 and some change. They don't really know how to react or respond right now. A lot of them are actually going down, which is weird, right? The Bitcoin's in really good shape. Why aren't they taking off? There's a lot of reasons for that, but Bitcoin dominance is a big part of it. Bitcoin dominance has been steadily increasing in the last couple of days, and we're starting to see that accumulation of volume. Anyways, we do have a fair value gap as low as 390. This kind of speaks to this lower liquidation range here at the 440 to there's that 390 range right there. So while it's present, it's not like a super big reality right now. And even though we have seen increases that are pretty significant and decreases too, the likelihood of hitting that fair value gap there is pretty low for the moment. Okay, just based on the overall sentiment here, still being pretty decent on the daily. When we look at the 4 hour, we're still above the 20-day SMA, so we're not in bad shape here. And you could even argue this is like somewhat of a bullish type of pattern, right? When you see the price action kind of work itself into a channel, it could in fact be a flag pattern, or sorry, that's more like a rectangle pattern that could break out to the upside. But I'm not just throwing that out there and letting you know, I'm not trying to give you like false hope. If I was a moon boy, I'd be saying that we're going to break out all day long. But it's not. There's nothing here really indicating that. Truth is, though, we are fairly well range bound if you exclude this little manipulative wave here. So, this is probably a pretty big, good, bullish sign. But I don't want to get your hopes up and, kind of tell you something that's not true, because patterns are only patterns, if other confirming factors are present. So we look at the 4 hour time frame here. We're over the 20-day SMA. For the moment, we're good. But we are having a lot of difficulty crossing this 475 to 485 range. And that's working as a pretty strong resistance level. But we've retested it multiple times too, and it could very well break too. So again, we're kind of in this weird little place, but the truth is we're losing our RSI. We're getting closer to 50. If we don't bounce or take off soon, further downside would be expected. We can see stochastic pulling back. Money flow index is increasing. That is contradictory here. We have more money flowing into this coin right now, which is a very good sign, and RSI tapering off. That generally implies the price will take off soon. Again, because what happens is RSI is kind of like relative strength, right? It's kind of like the perception of how people see the coin. As that continues to come down, people feel like more and more FOMO starts to set in, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to miss the opportunity if it legs up again, so I'm going to buy." All right, and that's generally why the price will take off in those situations. And the key takeaway here is that there's more money flowing in, while the volume isn't monumental. It's better than it was, in the last 14 candles. So the truth is, it could and very well should bounce and recover here soon. Likely off this lower fib level here, which is proven to be somewhat of a support range at about 460. So I'm not claiming to say that this coin's going to take off, but I am saying that in general, it's got some signs that it should or could, but a lot of it hinges on how well Bitcoin does too. I know it sounds weird, but it's like almost the opposite effect here with SUI and other coins. In other words, when Bitcoin does well, SUI does poorly in a lot of cases. And then when Bitcoin starts to pull back, SUI is like one of the only ones to take off. So we're kind of in this weird little reverse world here with this coin, and it's just kind of standard. Either way you look at it, hourly is not giving us much indication of either direction. While we're below the cloud tentatively, it's still a little very early to tell. Lagging span is cutting down below, and the conversion line is getting closer to the baseline. Those are a lot of conflicting signs. So me personally, and you probably know this by now if you watch me for a while or even a short while, I'm going to recommend no trade as being the best trade. Okay, and the main reason why is just because there's no confirming factors here. We're tentatively losing our ascending trend line, and we lose that 20-day SMA. We could very well see the price continue lower. Keep in mind the 20-day SMA is not a support level. It's just kind of an indication of the overall momentum and that we're losing the momentum. Okay, we're right on the edge of that though, and you don't generally trade on a coin that is like on the edge of shifting to becoming a somewhat of a descending type of trade. Okay, so anyways, long story short, don't just short this coin because it's just tentatively breaking bearish. It's still too early to tell in either direction. Coins do this all the time. When they're in transition, you generally don't want to trade. Okay, that's a simple way to understand it. So I would avoid trading this coin for the moment. If you're in a long position, just adjust your stop loss higher. There's a decent chance this area of 460 will hold. But again, there's a lot of other factors to consider. Okay. All right, folks, just be careful. That's all I ask. I hope you learned something today. Comment below if you get a chance. Like, subscribe, follow. Join us over at Bitunix too if you want a $12,000 deposit bonus this month. Mainly use my links to register just so you can be eligible for future trading bonuses and competitions. Like last month, they handed out 60K to our top 20 traders. It's really, really easy. All you got to do is just use the exchange. Okay. So check them out, and I'll post a playout chart here in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord shortly. I hope you learned something again. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.